Bobby Black, back with you again, here with Ted Daniels, the founder of National Cannabis Security Services, known as the Law and Order Outlaw, an oxymoronic kind of name, but it's pretty badass. Pretty badass. Tell us a little about how you earned that nickname.
Well, I was a cop for 15 years and retired from that, went in the military. When I got banged up in Afghanistan, I was stationed in Fort Carson, Colorado. Started a firm out here. I was the first one in the industry to cater specifically towards the cannabis industry with the security and the transport end. Obviously, all the guys that I knew from law enforcement, you know, we've kind of cut those ties because of the industry that I jumped into. So that's kind of where the nickname came, the Law and Order Outlaw. So.
Well, I'm sure you haven't had to cut ties with your veteran companions because they're some of the people who need medical cannabis the most.
Well, not just that. I employ veterans. I have combat veterans that work for me. We're a big family, and it's great. And it's great not just for me, but for those guys as well. To be around other guys who have had the same experiences and who, when they come back from combat or they come back from downrange, they don't seem to fit back into society very well. So we're able to give them that.
That's awesome. When I worked at High Times years ago, I started the veterans and medical marijuana panels, and I moderated them at all the Cannabis Cup events. I wrote a big feature about veterans and medical marijuana. I interviewed Michael Krawitz. It's an issue that I've always cared very much about. I come from a long line of Navy men on both sides of my family, World War II vets and Vietnam vets and stuff. And so it's an issue that's become near and dear to my heart, and I can see you're a very decorated. You tell me some. I'm curious about some of your medals.
A lot of them are pretty basic that you get just for being in the military. The man over there's got one of these too, Combat Infantry Badge. That means the most to me. That means you excelled in ground combat while taking hostile fire from the enemy. So that one means the most.
So you're not only providing a great service for the cannabis industry by giving them security, because we all know they can't use banking systems, so there's a lot of money going around, There's a lot of product going around.
Very cash heavy.
But also you're providing a great service to the veterans as well, because you're giving them a mission and you're giving them a job where they can also medicate with the cannabis and not be worried about being fired for it.
Exactly, 100%. Now our next step is working with the VA. So, because a lot of our guys, myself included, I've got a medicine cabinet filled with prescription drugs from the VA. Our next step is to try and get the VA, and we're getting there closer and closer, and that day's not too far off.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. I know Michael Krawitz was working on that back in the day. He's still been working on it, and you're nominated for MVP tonight too, aren't you?
I am. I'm excited about it. I was fortunate enough to take one home last year, and hopefully we get 2 years in a row.
Best of luck to you, my friend.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank
All
you.
right.